Hello everyone, welcome back to our new YouTube video of Achievers Ki Duniya. So today we have a new achiever, Avichal Dubey, whom we had already been conducted a podcast while he secured AIR-57 in the third year of GATE CSE 2024. But here, one new achievement has been already unlocked and we were looking for a new podcast with Avichal. And today we got him on site for the new podcast. So very much welcome Avichal to our new channel.
Thank you, thank you.
So in this video we're going to talk that how Avichal secured All India 4 in GATE CSE and also he secured 3-digit rank in the examination. So in this whole video we're going to discuss that how you can also do so, and he's not only an achiever in terms of GATE exam, he also have maintained a very good command over his programming. So without wasting our time, let's begin this YouTube video. So Avichal, as I already introduced you, let the audience know that how do you define yourself? How do you see yourself?
So basically, your introduction was really very good. Like it was overall descriptive. So as you have already mentioned, I am Avichal Dubey, and I am currently pursuing my BTech from Prayagraj, and I am in my final year of graduation. So in this talk, we are going to have some somewhere detailed descriptions about something that is going to help others who are willing to appear for that exam. So looking forward to it.
Okay, so Abhijit, let's start from beginning. As I already told that you secured AIR-4. Even though the person whom you know already, they also been aware that you already got AIR-57. So they would be thinking that it might be easy task for you. But how do you look your success? Like, do you feel that is it really comparatively easy because you had already secured a good rank earlier?
Yeah, I was pretty well. I was done with almost I knew all the dimensions of the preparation. Like I knew what I'm going to do this year. The roadmap was clear, pretty much clear. So I had only one thing, that is to follow the roadmap consistently and putting all the efforts that I can to get as much good rank as I can and score as much whatever my target was. So I just worked on that particular roadmap to achieve that.
So precisely if I ask you what you had thought, like as you said that what I was targeting, so what you were actually targeting. So are you targeting AIR-1 because you have a good background of AIR-57 earlier?
Yeah, if I talk about what my target was, so I don't have control over what rank I get. So what I targeted was getting marks. Like it has under my control. Like I can target what I can score in terms of marks, not in terms of rank. That will be decided by the organizing institution, yeah, or the organizing those who organize it. So I targeted 98 marks, I guess 98. I wanted to score that much in that exam of CS particularly. So that was pretty much close. I got 1 or 2 marks less than that, but yeah, somewhat satisfied with that score.
Okay, so you targeted 98 and somewhere you get it.
Yeah, quite close.
Okay. So now tell me, if you had targeted the rank, so what would be the consequences?
Look, so I personally, what I think, targeting rank is somewhat you will be very unsure about what score you should target. You are never sure. Like if I talk about previous year scores, like the AIR-1 was getting roughly 91, 92 marks. So if initially I targeted 90 to 93 marks, it would have been certainly less than that. And this was not this year's trend. The marks were pretty high in terms of ranks. So it was it was very good that I decided to target in terms of marks, not in terms of ranks. It helped me in that way.
Okay. So once you are decided you're targeted, how do you approach your thing? Like as you mentioned already, everything was covered. So did you make a regular routine to do a practice? And as I can see you were also enrolled in many more activities like programming and extracurricular activities you were also being indulged with. So how do you manage all those things?
So let me start from the very beginning, when the last year GATE exam was over and the results were announced. So I was pretty much free to do all other activities. So I just started like I was somewhat doing coding, but not that much. I was not that much consistent and regular with those parts. So what I did was to focus solely on coding for 1 or 2 months, like in the month of March and April, and then those months were going like pretty well. I just discovered many of the things which were left from my reach till that year. So I discovered about like network programming, competitive programming, and and other aspects like software designing and system design. So I actually got to know about a lot more things that is not in GATE level but in our computer science department. So that was like very fascinating for me as a CS major student. So that was initially what I was thinking about regarding how I am going to follow this year. After that, I started slowly with picking one subject as a revision. Like I started with digital logic. Like I was somewhat less confident in that subject in the initial months, so I started with that. And whichever subject I felt like would be somewhat difficult at later point of time, I wanted to finish it as early as possible. So I put it that way. Like all the syllabus was completed, so I first completed digital logic. Then I moved on to other subjects, like I revised discrete mathematics, I revised operating systems, I revised computer networks again, and like that I just followed this year's plan.
Okay. Like having a structure, what I can get from your insight, having a proper strategy and putting the consistent effort, everybody can do so. However, you said your journey. After having this much of experience of this GATE, what do you feel that what is the important for a new student? Suppose somebody had decided already that he'll have to appear in GATE, right? So how much time span he do have in their mind that okay, I do have 6 months, I'll have to make my strategy. So what do you, according to you, how much time is necessary to get good marks, even under 50 rank in GATE exam?
Yeah, so basically to start with, what should be a strategy for someone who is willing to start their preparation? So to answer this question, I just want to clarify, like one should be very clear in their mind whatever they want to do. Like you should be very clear, like I'm going to appear for GATE exam, so you should be very clear that you are going to prepare for that. Like it's not like you are willing to appear for that but you are not preparing for that. That's not going to work in your favor. That's not going to work in building your confidence. So you should firstly be very clear in your mindset, not in terms of only GATE exam preparation, but in terms of any activity that you are doing, whether you are doing any kind of competitive programming or practicing anything. You should be very clear in your mind first of all. And secondly, what you should be determined to follow whatever you have prepared for yourself. Like if I talk in terms of 6 months, like you mentioned about that. So you should firstly, like 6 months is not that long duration. You should be very compact in your roadmap. Like you should plan your activities in a very concise manner, so that it does not go out of that trimline that you sketch for yourself. So like you have 10 to 12 subjects, so divide your whatever you feel low in confidence, put that subjects at first, so that you can complete some few of the subjects. I'm not saying that you should complete all of the subjects, but whatever you feel you can gain confidence in, you should prepare that up to a level that you can answer any of the questions that is coming from that particular concept or from that particular subject. So yeah, like dividing your time is one of the first thing that you should do, whether you are going to prepare for any kind of exam. And secondly, following upon your routine. Like making routine is easy for anyone. Like you can make routine anytime. Like you can make routine every half an hour for your day. But what is more important is actually following that routine for yourself.
Precisely, you mentioned that 6 months is even enough. Having said that, you gonna to follow a roadmap and you gonna to persistently believe on what you make for you, right?
Right.
Okay, great. So now come to the syllabus. We know that already 10 to 12 sub syllabus or subjects are being there. So dividing them, and what you would be recommending, that what resources they should be following. I know there are a lot more things to say about. You do have a great list of the number of books. Definitely we're going to cover, but in compact, if you'll have to say the standard thing for covering all those syllabus so that people can get a good understanding about the syllabus, so what you would be recommending? Tell me subject by subject.
Yeah. So in terms of what content one should follow, I would recommend like you should whenever you are in your like BTech, you are actually pursuing your BTech, you have a lot of time to study a lot of books, and for sure I am guaranteeing everyone that you will get a lot more than any course or anything, any notes that you study. Books are going to give you a lot of that, but in terms of the time that is left for you for your preparation, you should plan accordingly. That like if you are left with just 6-8 months of preparation, I would not recommend you to follow any kind of textbook like content. Yeah, your textbooks are like finding gold in a gold mine, like something like that. You will take time, but you will find the most precious things like that. So yeah, talking subject by subject, if I start with the fundamental subjects like discrete mathematics. So yeah, the discrete mathematics like depends mostly on your understanding of concepts and how you approach those questions. Like discrete mathematics has huge weightage in that exam also. So what I would recommend is going through some kind of study course. Like there are various playlists also available. You should be like knowing the concepts first of all, and in great depth also. Like you should understand every aspect of every unit, that like if I talk about sets, if I talk about lattices, if I talk about other graphs, so what different properties and different like means, what actually they mean and how they are applied in problem solving. So like that. And moving on to other subjects like digital logic and computer organization and architecture. So these like digital logic, this is very interesting actually subject. Very interesting. Like you don't have to memorize anything other than that IEEE representation. So yeah, you don't have to memorize anything. That's very intuitive. Like whenever you understand that concept, it will be just crystal clear in every aspect. Moving forward to COA, it is a little bit conceptual, a little bit like memorizing kind of thing, and little bit of like it is very much interesting for those who understand it in a very like in a deep way, like they understand those concepts. It actually creates interest in terms of like to the very ground level how your computers are working, how the other devices are working. You know very well about that when you study that subject, and especially microprocessors, that is not in the syllabus before. But yeah, that those are very intuitive subjects. And like other subjects which I talk about are DBMS, OS, and CM. These are these are very close to our hearts. These are asked in placements also. These are asked in various other exams, and they are of course of very much importance. So yeah, like if I talk in terms of books, there are many books. Like for OS you can follow Galvin, for computer networks you can follow Frozen, or there is one more book like Stellings. And for DBMS you can follow either book, or you can follow, there are many YouTube playlists which I found very helpful, so you can follow that. Yeah, like the syllabus is very much compact in terms of DBMS. And coming down to those two subjects which like I like very much, like RTUC and CD. So in theory of computation, like it's something you study computation in a theoretical manner. Like we all know computation is all about numbers, adding, subtraction, but yeah, theory of computation is not like that. It is something, it is explaining about our automated systems in a theoretical manner, so that is going to leave a great impact, an interesting impact on you. And compiler design is just an extension of that subjects in an application manner, like it's implementation of those theory of concepts, theory of computation concepts. and in this manner you can just make the study of these subjects quite interesting, so you will never feel any kind of burden in learning those subjects. And the remaining part is of engineering, mathematics and general aptitude. So as engineers, we all are just, some are good, some are bad in maths a little bit, but we have learned maths a lot in our 11th and 12th, so that works a lot in our favor. So you will understand most of these things like linear algebra, probability and all those things you have already learned that. So you will find just few of the concepts which are new. And for general aptitude, I think only practice is enough. It is not necessary to follow any kind of course or anything. If you are you have less confidence in that, you should follow something. But practice is what I think quite enough for that if you have less time.
Oh, great. Precisely you discussed the whole curriculum and gave the proper roadmap with the resources. This is very good. And one thing I really like about your speech is that you mentioned that firstly we should look for books, but despite being said that, you do have enough time, because it's like gold mine. If you wanted to take gold, definitely it's going to take time, but you would be getting so much precious thing out of this. Great.
Okay, like you should not do gold digging at the end of your life.
Correct.
You will be just left in that cave only.
Correct. Yeah, of course. So we discussed a lot about computer science, right? CSE exam, and one more achievement which is already been unlocked by you. You also get amazing rank in that. So simultaneously, how do you see this? Like, is it really difficult for you? Because I hope that even though a few of the things were common, but the syllabus had been a little difference in terms of probability and many more things were different from that. So how do you approach that exam, and how much it was relatable to computer science, and resources you wanted to recommend to the person?
Yeah. So for data science and artificial intelligence paper, what I feel to work in my favor was my interest in mathematics. Like, I have been loyal to math, and maths has been loyal to me for a long time. From my whenever I was child, whenever I remember, I just find it most fascinating. Like, it explains everything in just like a model. Yeah, mathematics is just like modeling everything, every system that you can see around yourself. So yeah, for GATE DA, what I felt was mathematics being the most important subject if you want to actually score well in that exam. And coming to the syllabus, so it was a little bit different from the common part for DBMS and programming data structures. Like, if you have studied data structures and programming well, so it's like you will easily catch up on Python programming and all things that is there in the syllabus. What was different was the extension of those probability concepts. Like, there were many distributions that were added in the, and some of the statistic tests which are additionally added in the data. So you should dedicate some, like a majority of your time in actually understanding those concepts. Like, what I can feel like 30 to 40 marks are actually dedicated to the maths portion. It is easily solvable if you are comfortable with mathematics part. And what lies left is the ML and AI part. So what worked for me was what I studied during my semester exam was two books. The first one was Tom Mitchell for machine learning, and the very famous book of Russell Norvig for artificial intelligence. And AI is syllabus of AI is quite less. There are very few things like search, and then the search part is pretty much covered from the data structures and algorithms concepts. It is somewhat different but quite similar to that. And the logic part is covered from the discrete mathematics subject. What was new was that Bayesian networks concept, and I really like that concept. It was something new for me to learn actually something new other than those subjects. And for machine learning part, as I told, I studied almost all the chapters from that book, and I think that is pretty much fascinating. If you are actually targeting a career in machine learning, that is, I think, that should be in the most recommended books list also.
Great. Great. As you mentioned, even the syllabus precisely giving the resources, and I can see you working on a particular set where you are trying to provide some resources. So, would you like to talk a bit about the kind of platform you are building as of now to help those fellow aspirant? I hope that would be beneficial for them. Yeah.
So as of now, what I can actually tell is that I'm currently working on building a forum that is going to provide some kind of study materials. Like it would be notes, it would be some kind of practice questions, it can be some sort of resource lists also, and something like that. So what I think, if I have actually achieved something, is it should not be just a rank. It should be like helping some others also to get that kind of rank. So that will I would be pretty much happy if my 1% of efforts could ever lead to that. So what I was thinking about, just building that kind of forum also, and I have also just built a YouTube channel, but have not uploaded anything. There should be some of like videos on that, and the genre of those videos will be actually announced in those videos as well. For now, that's I think the disclaimer about those things.
Okay. So precisely you wanted to give it back to the society, the fellow aspirant who wanted to prepare. The things you get, you really wanted to spread to them.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's the moral. That's how the society works. Like the flow of tradition.
Okay. So now we talked about CSE exam, we talked about data analytics part also. Now, I like to know that currently where you are looking up to. Like in terms of this academia, you had done a great job. You now gonna to land ISC or IIT Bombay according to your preference. You can get it. So, since your college life, where you are focusing on, and as of now, did your focus got shifted or your priority get changes? So talk a bit about that also.
Yeah, like from whenever that results were announced, or before that, like from the months of February only, I was just searching what should I do now. Like I was free from those exams of GATE, everything was over, and there was not much to do at that time. So I was really searching about what to do, what not to do, what I should do in the remaining these 4 months. So what I decided was to actually look up to various things that I can do in this left in the period left till now, till June actually, and what I'm going to do after I join MTech at ISC or IIT. I'm actually going to decide it pretty soon. So yeah, so I was searching for like, so what I decided, I should learn like I was pretty much inspired by those computer science concepts. I mentioned some of them, like distributed systems, system design, and all those fundamental things that a computer science student should know about that. And this time around, I shifted my focus to artificial intelligence and machine learning kind of things. As yeah, I wanted to have a taste of all those things before leaving my undergrad education and moving on to masters. So I actually prepared a list of various kind of models, starting right from 1960s to 2020s, and I prepared a list with like I was doing a case study about those subjects. Like I today only I was studying about a model called Elijah and various other models. Actually, I forget the names, but I was studying about them to just getting a taste of these things. And like actually in MTech, I wanted to have some impact on my study. I'm not just like I'm not wanting an MTech to be just like something for placement purpose only. So I wanted to contribute something to the field of computer science, to something actually like innovate something, to actually give something back to the society, to like various others, researchers to scientists too. So I wanted to do something like that.
Okay. So now, like you guys can have a taste that where he gonna to land in next 5 to 10 years, because the kind of thing he's doing as of now, learning new things, learning about old models, understanding the basic to advanced concept, gonna to help him to get whatever he wanted. However, now I feel we had discussed majority of them, right? In last, if you wanted to say or share one thing, what really helped you to achieve whatever things you got in your journey, not in terms of GATE, not in terms of anything, what the mindset you are possessing since you joined the college or since you started working on particular things, what is the one thing you are carrying in your mind so that you can get what you really wanted? So share that thing so that people can also achieve that thing from you also.
Yeah, so one thing, like I have received various messages like how one should maintain consistency, how one should remain motivated. Like it's generally 1 to 1.5 years of preparation. It's generally that much long. So maintaining motivation throughout that journey is quite difficult. At many places you feel like giving up on those preparation. And I have seen few people. I have actually talked to some of them on why they took that step. So it may be sometimes disappointing. It may be sometimes like you feel like I should give it up. I should try something new. I should go somewhere else. But what I feel like, what I told earlier in the video, you said you should have a clarity in your mind whenever you are going to do anything. The motivation comes from your inner self. How much you want something to happen will drive you forward. There is no sense of external motivation. You should not wait someone to drive you forward. You are your own driver. You are your driver of your own life. The first thing was that, and the second thing was one should actually visualize yourself at that place where you want to be. Unless you visualize yourself, you are not going to get anywhere. Like if I don't think myself of getting a 90 plus score, I would have never scored that much. Like I dreamed of getting 98, that's why I got 96, close to 96, 97. I don't remember right now as of now. So I got that. So actually visualizing the thing, and this should be the first step in your journey, and this was obviously in my case. The second thing was actually working on your plan. So you should remember throughout your journey why you started something. It would just be it would never make sense if you don't remember, if you don't know why you are doing something. You are not just doing something just for just for some random thing. You are doing it for a purpose. That purpose should remain in your mind throughout your journey. And yeah, some people also think whether they can do it or others can do it, or like there are various doubts that arise in someone's mind. So what I should leave them on a high note is like what I think about myself is like what others can do should be doable from me. Like what others can do, why I can't do that. So you should be with a courage. Like you should tell yourself that you are born with a courage, and you live with that courage, and you are going to die with that courage. And yeah, this thing what I feel like I am with, and you are going to give your very best, not today but somewhere you are going to do it, and there is no point in doubting on your self abilities. What I think in my perspective.
Great message, Avichal. Avichal had already summarized the whole thing. That is what I really wanted at the end of the video. He talked that believing on yourself, having a great plan that why you will start it, motivations come from inside, and sticking the plan whatever you had made for. And you talked about manifestation as well. Visualization is very important. So those things, if you will keep in your mind, definitely you are going to achieve whatever you wanted, regardless of anything. So thank you, Avichal, for your time and consideration. And at the end of the video, let the audience know where they can connect from you.
Definitely, like I'm actually available on social media handles like
Okay.
LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm also little bit on Instagram, but I use that less. Like the most suitable social media you can get is the LinkedIn one. I am actually very active on that, and you will get a reply pretty soon. And also when I just launch that forum, that will be like that will solely for GATE aspirants, so they can connect over there also. And yeah, I think that's pretty much.
Yeah, so definitely I gonna to mention your LinkedIn ID. Apart from that, if you like to mention your that YouTube channel, I'll be putting into the video. So if you are interested to learn from Avichal's journey or Avichal, so you can get him there. And if you really get something valuable out of this video, don't forget the one lesson you get from the Avichal and what is the implementation part you really feel relatable to yourself. Mention in the comment. Looking forward to meet you next video. Thank you, Avichal, again.
Thank you.